What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making her debut on the channel tonight, we have Adele. Yes, indeed. How about that? Adele making her debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Ian Bowman, and Ian wanted to see me react to the song by Adele called When We Were Young. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hang on a second, I have heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Adele, surprise, surprise, and the video has 581.3 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Adele, When We Were Young, live at the Church Studios. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
It's like
We love dreaming. That's why we
What do I say?
I got it.
Go ahead, go. Let's do a movie out.
Hot mics.
Everybody loves the things you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home. You're like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie, you sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this movie. It was just like a song. I was so scared of.
Okay, first and foremost, because I often get asked this, and I usually, okay, recently I've steered clear of this because despite the fact that I will go through and I will find evidence to support my claims, concrete, irrefutable evidence, there are still those people who prefer to leave in ignorance and will disagree with me, despite the fact that I have showed, like, I will seriously, there have been times I've produced like 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces of evidence to support my claims. Those people still prefer to just bury their heads in the sand, live in ignorance, and say, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, whatever. And as a result, because I'll get a lot of flack for it and I'll get a lot of hate for it, I usually try to stay out of it, and I'll just steer clear of this conversation. But in this case, I'm gonna put my foot right in it, and I'm gonna make the claim. This is live. This is absolutely live. I know there have been times where it has said, you know, performing live or whatever, and I have shown evidence to the contrary. It's clearly a lip sync job. And here's exhibit A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and K. All supporting my argument. And people just, they don't want to hear it. They really don't. They don't want to see the truth. They want to live in a lie. Okay, well, more power to them. No, but in this case, this is live. This is absolutely live. Those mics are hot, man. They are picking up everything. They're picking up every breath sound, every movement, every step. Every time, you know, somebody shifts and the floor squeaks or creaks or whatever, the mics are picking them up every single time. This is live without question. I applaud that and I appreciate that. I'm glad to see that artists have the guts to actually really and truly perform live without having to do a lip sync job or going along to track or whatever. No, this is live and I absolutely dig it. Musicians sound great. The piano player sounds really nice. Nice playing technique, good lift off the keys, good pedal usage, knowing when to sustain and when to release, using the combination of using the sustain on the keys and as well as using the pedal for certain things. I absolutely can appreciate that. Guitar playing sounds really good. A nice sparse playing, but effective and very strategically placed notes. So really nice job on his part. I'll get to other band members in a little bit. Her vocals. Now, I've heard of Adele. I'm aware of her existence. I know who she is, sort of. I know she exists, and I know she's very popular. I don't think I've ever heard her sing before, ever. I like her range more than anything else. Don't get me wrong, she's singing clearly, good tone, good attacks, good diction, good vowel formation. But I think it's her range that's impressing me more than anything else. Singing in a little bit of a lower range. Almost like I would dare say in like a high tenor range, or a mid tenor range. I dig it. I think for her tone of voice, I think it's really good. I think it's absolutely fitting for her. And I like how she's throwing those little vocal clips in. They're not flips. It's not like a yodel flip. It's just like a clip where she'll go up and ascend, and right as she hits the apex, she clips it, and then lets it descend with the next melodic phrase that she's going to sing. I think it's really good, and I think it's really strategically used. She's doing it on purpose for the purpose of effect. So good on her for that. Now I'm enjoying this. Believe it or not, this is not normally my cup of tea, but I'm actually kind of digging on this tune. I kind of am. Let's keep going. Let's see where this goes.
Face my feet.
Back up a little bit.
It was just like a song. nobody told me that you'd be here. And I swear you moved overseas. That's what you said when you left me. You still look like a movie. You still sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us restless. It was just like a movie. It was just
Little
like
vocal
a
flip there. That was nice.
when we were young, when we were young, when we were young, when we were young. It's hard to admit that everything just takes me back to when you were there, to when you were there. And a part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't gone. I guess I still care. Do you still care? It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. My God, this reminds me
Re-entering.
when we were young.
Okay. I like how right in the section before that we just heard, everybody laid out. The guitar, bass, drums, auxiliary percussion, everybody laid out except the piano. And they did it very suddenly. It's not like they staggered the exits. So everybody laid out all at once. Keyboard or piano kept going, and then we had a staggered entrance with the bass and then the drums very quickly coming in one after the other, and then everybody else came in all together with that staggered entrance. Really nice, really, really smart. Good dynamics usage on both the bass player and the drummer in particular. In particular, the drummer and the auxiliary percussionist. I like how both the drummer and the auxiliary percussionists are both playing with mallets. They're not playing with sticks. They're playing with mallets, and they're keeping it to the toms more than anything else. Toms and tambourines with some occasional cymbal usage. I like it. Gives it kind of that earthy feel. It gives it kind of that relaxed feel without having, especially without having the snare in there. That it gives it a very nice, mellow, laid back feel. I really dig it. It feels good. I love what these two guys are doing. Guitars, bass sound good. Again, sparse playing. Sometimes less is more. And if they were doing more, if they were both being more active, I think that would take away from the song as a whole. So very smart on their part. Digging the piano player. Absolutely digging everything he's doing, man. He's one of the highlights for me. He really is. I'm digging everything he's doing. Her vocals are really nice. I'm digging her style. In particular, the range, yes, but her power, her support, her vocal control, her dynamic control, her projection, her support, and the little tricks that she's doing with her throat between the clips and the flips. I heard a couple of vocal flips in there. Those little yodel flips, as I like to call them. I've heard a couple of those. And again, not by accident. Everything is being done on purpose because she'll do it repeatedly in the exact same spots. You know, so it's all planned. It's not an oops. It's I meant to do that. So, and it sounds good. Sounds really good. Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review.
was just like a song when we were young.
God, those mics are hot. You heard the drummer, you heard the click. You heard the drummer put his sticks down. You heard that.
In my life. It's a whole new me.
Oh man, good stuff. Good stuff. There's a few things to talk about. Not a lot, but there's a few things to discuss here. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Adele with When We Were Young. This was a request from Ian Bowman. Okay, how should I do this? Okay, look, I'm gonna do something a little unusual, something I don't think I've ever done before. I'm gonna do something where I actually welcome a whole bunch of new people to the channel who have never been here before. I know Adele's a pretty popular vocalist, and I'm sure there are a lot of people watching this video right now who are big Adele fans, and they see me on a screen with me with my long hair wearing, what am I wearing today? I'm wearing a Ramones shirt today. So wearing a Ramones shirt, long hair, clearly a rock and metal guy. What is he doing reacting to Adele? And I'm sure people are really curious. So let me put everybody's mind at ease. Am I a rock and metal guy? Yes, I am. Absolutely. I am definitely a rock and metal guy, but I am also a jazz trained musician who's been a professional musician for over 30 years. And I have played, you name it, I've played it. I've played jazz, country, classical, rock, metal, prog, funk, R&B, hip hop, you name it, I've played it. I'm a hired gun. So whenever anybody needs a bass player, they'll, hopefully give me a call because I like getting work. And I will go in and they'll put the sheet music in front of me, or we'll rehearse really quick, or they'll send me tracks and I'll learn the tracks and I'll go and I'll perform and I'll play. So have I ever played anything like this before? Oh yes. Yes, I have. Not this particular song, but I played music in this style. And the way I do the channel is this. I do my best to keep my own personal feelings out of the reactions, and I do my best to look at music objectively, not subjectively. So I may not necessarily love the song, but at the same time, if I see that the song warrants a great score, I'm going to give it a great score. I may not personally love a song, and I'll give it, in 8.7 or an 8.9 or an 8.2 or whatever, or even up in the 9s. Even the 7s aren't bad. 7s are really good. So, at the same time, I could love a song. I could absolutely love a song, and I'll give it a lower score because I think that's what the song deserves. So, anyway, for those of you that are brand new to the channel, welcome to the channel. That was a very brief overview of what this channel is about. So hopefully when I do give the score and I give my explanation, everybody understands where I'm coming from, and hopefully we can all get along. Having said all that, looking at the song objectively, on a scale of 1 to 10, believe it or not, I'm going to give that the great score of 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first of all, what is an 8.4? It's a great score. It is. It's anything up in the 8s. If you're getting anything from 8.0 to 8.9, that is a great score. Just remember, 8 is great, okay? If you don't believe me, that's okay. You could scroll down a little bit in the video description and you're gonna find my scoring system chart, and you're looking for 8.0 to 8.9. What does that say? It says great, all right? So believe me when I say this, it's getting a great score. It's actually right in the middle of the great scale, so it's right up there in a nice, pretty place where it wants to be. Now, having said that, did I enjoy the song? I did enjoy the song to an extent. This is not my usual cup of tea. This is not my usual jam. This is not something I would normally listen to on any type of a regular basis. This will never go on any playlists. I'm sorry. I do not see myself listening to this song while I'm driving to Vegas or, you know, driving around town or whatever the case may be. I just don't see that happening. Because it's just not my jam, man. It's just not my cup of tea. But I will say I did enjoy the song for what it is and how it was written and how it was constructed, and most importantly, how it was executed in a live setting. Very pleasing to the ear. The songwriting, the chordal progression that they came up with for this, very, very pleasing to the ear. Everything pretty much based around the major. There were some minors, but they would always resolve to the major. And I like that. I do like that. It gives it a good, positive, upbeat feel. And a song like this and the style of music that it is, that's really kind of the direction you really want to go. You play to your audience, right? Well, the audience is expecting an uplifting, upbeat feeling song, and this definitely delivers. Very simple song, nothing complex about this song at all. Nice, easy tempo, 4/4, relaxed feel. Nothing all that impressive about that, but it was very well done and it was very well and cleanly executed. The musicianship. Let's talk about the musicianship. Loved what was happening with the musicians. Guitar and bass, very sparse playing. Less is more quite often. Bass player simply playing root notes. I love that. And for this song, I love that. Now, being a bass player myself, do I miss a little more active playing? Sure, of course, but I don't think active playing would, even playing fifths, like if he was just going to like 1 to 5 and then maybe transition down to the 2 to the 3, I don't think it would work. I don't think it would work. I think it would become too much of a distraction. So the bass player being very tasteful with his playing, being very disciplined. I know that's not easy just playing root notes. I know it's not. It gets really boring and really monotonous, but kudos to him for doing it. Listen, I'm sure that's what he's paid to do, so he's going to do it. You know what I mean? The guitar player is even more sparse than the bass players. I mean, the guitar players were almost an afterthought. But they were definitely there and they definitely contributed. Just really, really sparse though. It just only when needed. And I really and truly mean this when I say less is more in the case of the guitars in this. The backing vocals sounded really good, coming in when needed, and for maximum impact and maximum effectiveness. So nice job on their part. The two big things for me were the drummer and auxiliary percussionist and the piano player, especially the piano player. I'm going to get to him in a little bit. Let's talk about the drums and the percussion. Playing with mallets, playing with soft tip mallets, I really think that was the right call. Especially sticking primarily to the toms and the tambourine with sparse usage of cymbals every once in a while here and there. Even the kick drum, I couldn't tell if they were using the kick or not. The toms were so dominating within the drums, I couldn't tell if the kick drum was being used or not. I don't think it was. I think it was all toms. And the way that they were using the soft mallet, the soft tip mallets, it call me crazy, but it almost made the toms sound like timpanis, which I thought was really creative. And then using the tambourine instead of a hi-hat, which I thought was also really intelligent, really fit the context of the song. So seriously, kudos to both the drummer and the auxiliary percussionist. The highlight for me, the piano player, man, whoo, I don't know who he is, but I'm sure in the comments, you guys who are very familiar with the band, I'm sure you guys will let me know. Very nice job. I loved what he was doing on the piano. Knowing just how long to sustain and whether to use the sustain from the hands, depressing the keys and keeping the keys depressed, or utilizing the pedals to do the sustain so he could move and get that nice delay effect. I mean, I loved it. I loved everything that he did. Great use of dynamics, great lift coming off the keys, just exactly how to get, exactly how fast to come off the keys or how slow to come off the keys to get a nice lift and a great effect on every single chord and note delivered. Loved everything he did. I have no complaints about him. To me, being a musician, he was the star of the show. I loved what he did. He was definitely the star of the show when it came to the musicianship. Now let's talk about Adele's vocals. I've never heard Adele sing as far as I know. Maybe there's other songs that she's done that I have heard. I don't know. I know of her existence. I knew of her existence coming in. I know she's a big deal, and I know she's a pretty big star. I don't know anything about her background. I don't know anything about her training, her history within the music industry, her experiences in the music industry, accolades and stuff like that. I don't know anything about her. I just know the name. I know the name, I recognize the name, and that's all I know about her. I really dug her vocal style. In particular, what I really dug more than anything else was the range that she was singing in and the little bit of a lower register. Not your typical pop singer up in the, the high altos, soprano range. They're a dime a dozen. I'm sorry, they are. But no, I liked her in that lower range, man. I did. I thought that sounded really good. Some really nice tone coming out of her. Got a little bit of a rasp in her voice, which I really like. Kind of jazzy, kind of bluesy, which I really, really dug. But still, even with that rasp and that little bit of a bluesy, jazzy feel, still with great technique, great support, great diction, great vowel formation, great projection, great power, but knowing when to use the power, not belting it the entire time. Saving that power for when it was needed at those apex points. Very, very smart on her part. I like the vocal tricks that she's doing within her throat. The little clips and the yodel flips. Very strategically placed and very well done to boot. And it was not mistakes. That was not by accident. She meant to do every single one of those with purpose. You can tell. You can always tell. And it sounded really good. I dug her style. I really did. I wouldn't mind hearing more from her, actually. I wouldn't mind. I don't know if there's any more requests for her in the queue or not. There might be, but I don't have the queue in front of me, so I can't check right now. But if there are more requests for her in the queue, I got no problem reacting to more from her. The last thing I'm going to talk about is live versus studio. And like I said during the reaction, I say I've learned my lesson, but clearly I haven't, because I'm going to step my foot in it. And I'm just going to say it. This was live. This was absolutely live. There's absolutely no question in my mind this was live. Those mics were super hot, and they picked up every single thing in the room. If anybody shifted, which caused the floor to creak, you heard it. Every time one of the drummers put their sticks down, you heard it. Every single time that someone, sniffled or snuffed or, that did that, you heard it, when she put the mic back on the mic stand, click, you absolutely heard it. You heard every single thing. Every time someone would breathe hard, you would hear it. Those mics were very hot, very live, and as a result, I have absolutely no doubts in my mind that this was live. Now, my question is, was this a performance or was this a rehearsal? People don't usually get their hair and makeup done for rehearsal, so I have a feeling this was planned to be filmed. But it kind of had a rehearsal feel to it, didn't it? Everybody in a circle facing each other so everybody can see each other and watch for visual cues and, make sure we're all making eye contact so we all come in at the same time. In case there's a decelerando, we're all gonna decelerando at the same time. And then, when we all leave and we all exit, we all come out clean without anybody being left behind, and then when we all come back in together, we all come back in together on the downbeat. It was very much filmed in a rehearsal setup. So I don't know if this was actually a rehearsal that they just decided to film or if this was all staged and planned. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, you don't get your makeup done, your hair done for a rehearsal. You just don't do that. I've never done that. I'll walk into rehearsal. I'll seriously walk in shambles and a mess, but I'm comfortable. Walk in wearing sweats and a t-shirt, and here we go, guys. Get ready for 8-hour rehearsal, you know? So I just don't know, man. I don't know what the scenario is with that, but in any case, it sounded fantastic. So yeah, 8.4. It's a great score. I feel good with that score, and that is where we're gonna stay. So 8.4, final score. I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully, I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.